Well, the game is quiet. The music broke at the end of the last video. It happens. I do have the emulator hacks on to avoid broken music. However, that doesn't mean the music won't stop working. Why are the munchers pink? Doesn't mean the music won't stop working. But it does avoid the emulator crash that will happen with newer emulators if you do not have the compatibility hacks on. What? I'm not gonna lie, I'm afraid to touch the munchers. I kinda think they might be insta-kill. It's not a thing. Ooh, big blurp is immune to fireball. So I am now in unknown territory. This is a yellow level, so I'm not gonna like really go out of my way to like overly explore. I'm not a fan of swimming levels. I find them slow and boring. I mean, it does give you like places to go. I have thoughts on swimming levels. Maybe one day I'll just like make a video by itself, just laying out like my thoughts and opinions on different themed levels. Because I mean, that's what you have: grassland, mountain, water, lava, cave. They're all themed. They're themed levels. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just make a... Oh. See, like this. I saw the coin. I was thinking there was one up. No, it was actually like a secret passage. That's not bad. It even gave you an indication. Like I would say is very, very acceptable. But yeah, maybe I'll just like make a small like series of like, hey, here's themed levels, here's bad tropes with them, here are ideas to do with them. Because I mean, there are some that are pretty basic. Grassland level. It's the runny jump levels. Water levels. The one almost everyone hates, usually. What is this palette? Ooh. That's not what I wanted to do at first, but okay. So I have opinions on the color palette. Like, other than it being like sepia and just kind of weird in general. Besides the unrealistic aspect of Super Mario World as is, with being able to like really see underwater in like underwater cave, this is a cave and there would be no light source coming in from the top, which means you would not have like the sunset in the water. But as I was saying, Mario doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the water levels anyway, with being able to see in an underwater cave. So it gets past. It's just weird. You know, I'm not a fan of this palette. Above water is definitely weird. Underwater, it feels a lot nicer. It feels much more like twilight, like sunset type of time. I wouldn't say sunrise. Huh. Interesting. I wouldn't call it sunrise. Sunrise has a different like hue to it. Like it's much more starting to get blue. This one is definitely like the pink purplish that you see at sunset. So there's that. But yeah, underwater definitely, like the little bit we saw above water, the underwater portion is by far a lot better. Not everything is that fitting, like the coins themselves would not just be pink. Like if they were shiny enough, yeah, they would reflect ambient color. But they wouldn't just be they wouldn't just be pink themselves. They would still have, like, if they were gold, like shiny gold, they would still have a gold, like yellowish gold hue to them, instead of just being pink. So, and now it's like it's even darker now. So that works, I guess. Anyway, Ruby-ish Cavern. It's not quite ruby, but it's ruby-ish. Huh. Gems. These special cave areas have gems instead of coins. They're the same value. Was it the first hack that did this? Like, it was Yoshi something? Oh man, why am I forgetting the first hack? It was, again, Super Mario World 2 subtitle. Like this one, it's Super Mario World 2 Time Warp. But I can't remember the name of the first one, and I played it. But I think it had a gem level as well. I want to say the gems were blue in that one. Maybe they were like multicolored. They're like blue and pink. But I remember a gem level as well. I found it odd then. I find it odd now. It's like, just for a singular level, it's like, hey, by the way, gems instead of coins. They're still worth the same amount, which that just shows, one, the Mushroom Kingdom really does not value shiny, sparkly things, because gems, which, if they were rubies, like well-cut rubies, and I think technically they'd be considered emeralds? No, they would be rubies, I think, with the cut that they have. Wow, it is very dark blue. It's a very odd color theme. But yeah, like the rest of the world, like our world, normal people world, are like, bright shiny gems. Those are worth lots of money. Mario Universe, Mushroom Kingdom, they're like, yeah, they're just worth 1 coin. And seeing as in the games, you know, mushrooms and stuff can go for like 5 coins each or whatever. If you look at the like RPG games, like mushrooms are fairly cheap. Having gems worth 1 coin each means they're really not worth much. They're not worth anything at all. Like, even frog coins, like Super Mario RPG has the frog coins, like, they aren't worth anything to the normal Mushroom Kingdom. To be fair, I mean, they are a different currency. Like, they're frog coins, they're not gold coins. Or, I mean, they're called gold coins. Maybe they aren't even gold to begin with. Maybe they're just like a gold hue. Anyway, but yeah, like Mushroom Kingdom, they don't care about shiny objects. They don't care. One gem? Yep, that is worth 1 coin. Take it to your bank, equivalent exchange. You know, they'll just cash them out because they're like, yeah, we have a jeweler, whatever, a guy that like takes them. Maybe those gems, because they were not translucent, they were just opaque. Maybe those gems were actually like kind of metallic minerals, and that is the crystalline structure that they get, and they actually melt those down. So they're like, those are actually what the coins are made out of, and so it's 1 for 1, which is actually a really bad value, because unless the coins or gems melt down to like 1 coin, assumingly if you can melt down a gem to like 5 coins or something, maybe even more. I mean, these are really massive coins, but you can melt a gem down to like a few coins. Like that's a bad trade, honestly, because once melted down, that gem is worth like 5, but they only pay you 1. But I mean, that's kind of how it works anyway, you know. Technically it isn't, because like the change that we make for the most part is costs more to make than it's actually worth. So it's made at a loss. Oh, 4. Oh, almost. Almost. Let's go. I don't know why that bridge is broken. Maybe it repairs later. Number 2, Roy's dungeon. So we start with Morton, and now we go to Roy. If I go to World 3 next, like World 1 was by far a lot larger than World 2. But anyway. Oh, this is a tide level. Not very long. I do appreciate that. That's not very nice. That's not very nice at all. I do appreciate the tide not being very long. Tides aren't fun to, I'm down here now. I had to sneeze. I paused the recording, and I took damage. And then fell, and got my power up back. Apologies. I do not like sneezing on camera. Normally I just mute my mic, but I'm like, will pausing work? Normally, but I was in a bad spot. I should have just paused the game. That's what I should have done. Well, frick, this is... I want this because it's probably, yeah, a power up, but man, that pencil is in a very awkward spot. Just Dragon Coin. So the Dragon Coins, I don't think I went over this because it says it in like the first level, and I just completely ignored all of the message boxes. But the Dragon Coins, once you collect all 5, one of them will be replaced with a 3-up moon. So every single level has a 3-up moon. You can actually farm them. They do come back from what, at least like the first level, it comes back. So if you're really like really suffering on lives, you can get them. But as you can see, I'm already almost at 50 lives. It's not too hard. Not too hard to get lives in this game. And it's also not super, super difficult. So, yeah, I don't actually, like, really need to get them. That and, like, unless the game at the very end is like, oh, hey, by the way, dragon coins are actually, like, needed for secret world exit, whatever. Like a secret world or something. I'm not gonna bother getting them. It's not worth it to me. I've always had this thing about dragon coins. They are worth 1/5 of a life. They're just a generic collectible. Like, there's nothing really that great about them, nothing really that special about them. So I just don't find a huge value in collecting them. At least most of the time. Ooh, this is ice and bullets. I could have just fried him. He does just take 5 hits with fireballs. That's something I could have done. I didn't, though. Honestly, didn't even think about it. The sky is yellow. And so, our green eternal understudy frees the second egg from Bowser's clutches. Confident yet unsure, Luigi pursues his goal by finding the entrance to waterfall caverns. I don't know if this is World 3. You know what? We'll do this one level. We'll call this, like, post-World 2, like pre-World 3. Very interesting. Very interesting level. E-bats! That's a skull. It's kind of an interesting design. I'm gonna be so glad when, like, primary swimming levels are gone. Like, maybe that's what I should do with the hack, is just, like, make World 1 Water World and be like, I'm just getting it out of the way. Like, everyone needs a Water World, but this is just... Well, just watch. There was, like, a 1-up in that box. But yeah, it's like every hack has a water world. I don't like them. I don't. I find them boring. I find them just... They're just usually there. Like, I think, like I said, it's kind of the trope of making a hack. So you always, like, everyone always has, like, a grass. They have a mountain, usually ice. They have water, they have forest, like usually forest or swamp, or it's a mixture like forest, swamp. Sometimes the forest is actually jungle, but they always have like forest / swamp. Sometimes swamp in itself is its own like different world outside of like forest, but forest is usually the jungle or the forest encompasses like swamp. They usually have like a desert world. Like desert is super popular to have. Fire, usually fire, volcano, lava world is another one. Like pipe world is another big one that people like to do. So, like, there's very predictable patterns in, like, worlds. Now, not all of them follow the same, like, grass is 1, ice is 2nd, or grass is 1, secondary grasses is 2nd, like hills, I guess maybe a good way to describe. Like, a secondary grass is, like, hills. So you have... like meadow grass, and then you have hill grass. And then you'll have mountain, you'll have cave, water, forest. Huh. It's weird. I'm confused about this, like, structure. But yeah, we'll call that like pre-World 3. Like the transition. Yeah, okay, and then we'll call this one World 3 proper. So I will save it here.